Another area where the league, I think, is fearing a worst case scenario and doing a better job of planning for it, even though the NFL isn't saying so in these terms, the kickoff. Most dangerous play in football. Now, the NFL focuses on concussions, number of concussions when projecting this urgency when it comes to making the kickoff safer. And the only really good idea over the past decade or so for making the kickoff safer is to just have fewer kickoff returns. It doesn't make the play safer. We just do it less frequently, which is what the latest rule change, the fair catch opportunity between the goal line and the 25, which will give the receiving team the ball at the 25. That's what it's aimed at accomplishing. Fewer kickoff returns, because once they move the kickoff point to the 35 and the touchback from the 20 to the 25, major incentive to, as the unintended consequence, kick the ball short and force the team to return it and then try to tackle them within the 25-yard line. Caused more kickoff returns, caused more concussions. Now they're trying to take that out. I still believe that the NFL's main concern here is not concussions as much as it is avoiding catastrophic neck injury. It's what happened to Kevin Everett, the Bills special teamer, who regained full use of his arms and his legs, and he was able to have a normal life. He didn't play football again, obviously, but that happened in 2007 or so. The Eric LeGrand injury at Rutgers, he was permanently paralyzed from the neck down on a kickoff return, because what happens is on the kickoff return, two players are running at each other at full speed, unrestrained, one-on-one, full speed, top speed, whatever their top speed is, and they collide. And as they collide, there's an instinct to just brace. This is how you brace for impact. You drop your head a little bit. And when you do that, you set the stage for the forces to congregate the back of the neck, C4, C5, C6. The forces could cause a fracture, impingement of the spinal cord, possibly serious injury, possibly something worse than that. And I think this is my Howie Roseman top 5 conspiracy theory. I think that the NFL realized after Damar Hamlin died on the field and was brought back to life, they realized, and they've known all along, and Carson Palmer said this in a roundtable discussion with Peter King 14 years ago during the Celebrity Pro-Am golf tournament at Lake Tahoe, that eventually a player is going to die on the field. And I remember we had just started our partnership with NBC, and that was like an off-the-charts traffic post. This idea that a current franchise quarterback in the NFL is convinced somebody's eventually going to die on the field. What would that do to the game from a PR standpoint? Would that be the moment that people feel that they no longer can morally enjoy pro football, given that someone died on the field? Now, high school players die either on the field or not long thereafter every year. There's a certain number where that happens. But for the NFL, if it would happen there, what would that do? And they had a glimpse of it. They got to experience that dread of, uh-oh, here it is. The day has arrived with Damar Hamlin. I feel like their reaction to that, because we know the NFL is very reactive, not proactive. The reaction to Damar Hamlin dying on the field and being revived was to say, this damn kickoff play is going to be the one that results in someone dying on the field. We can't have that happen. Number one, we don't want it to happen. We don't want someone to die. And number two, we don't want to suffer what the sport would suffer if it occurs. That's what I think created this urgency to find another way to seal off the unintended consequence. Oh, let's move the touchback point to the 25. Well, we're going to kick off short then and create more kick returns. Oh, unintended consequence. Now we got to do something else. Let's make a fair catch available. And now there's going to be squib kicks. Unintended consequence is going to be something else until they just get rid of the kickoff altogether. And I feel like that's where this is heading. Where are the alternatives? There was an opportunity by what happened was, pardon my itch, there was a meeting in March, the annual meeting, where they brought up the issue of this fair catch adjustment. They tabled it until May, and they had a meeting of special teams coaches in New Jersey with the league to try to come up with some alternatives to further tweaking the rules simply to reduce the number of kick returns. What can we do at a more fundamental level to make this play safer? The league's perspective, I'm told, is there were no good ideas presented. Is there any good idea? What can really be done to make the kickoff safer? What can you really do to the play to eliminate the reality that at some point, as team A gets the ball and team B is trying to get to the ball, that you're not going to have players running at full speed and potentially colliding? Now, the XFL's kickoff, where it almost looks like an electric football game because they're all kind of in position and they're frozen there as the ball's kicked. You have to be creative about it. Come up with ideas. Even if you have to steal someone else's idea, they can't sue you for it. They don't own a patent on their kickoff play. What's wrong with stealing it? The NFL has stolen other ideas. The NFL took the 2-point conversion from college in 1994. There's been other things the NFL's done that they've seen work elsewhere. But if the goal is to minimize the occasions where guys are running full speed at each other and they collide just as their necks dip and you've got maximum force on C4, C5, C6, there's got to be a way to make that more of a broken field run, not an open field run for everyone, not just the guy with the ball, but for everyone, where you don't get to full speed and collide in a violent way that results in forces being applied to that spinal cord in a manner that could result in serious injury or death.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.